So we had a company meeting this morning, and the topic was living your best dash now. And you say, what do you mean dash? Well, as you can see by this photo we just put up, there's our born date and our death date, and there's this little dash in between. And that dash represents everything we did in life. And if you want to improve your dash, it starts now, okay? I talked about this morning in our company meeting that my dash, I was born July 12th, 1963. I'm 60 years old. And my dash changed at the age of 26 when I accepted Jesus Christ as my Savior, my personal Savior, and I allowed him to change my life. My dash took a change. If you could put a pause or even ramp up the dash, my life took a change right there. My dash changed. Everything about my life and my dash changed right there. And I'm so glad it did. It definitely changed for the better, okay? So the gap between where we want to be and where we are right now is part of our dash. And it's our habits, our discipline, and our mindset. Hey, this is Greg McAfee, and welcome to the Greg McAfee Show. Now let's get started. All right, welcome back to the Greg McAfee Show, where we discuss steps to successful entrepreneurship, how to take your business to new heights, and ultimately follow your dreams. So, living your best dash now. And in order to do that, you're going to have to change some things about your life. I mean, let's face it, nobody has this perfect life. And nobody has an S on their chest. I know I don't. If I have an S on my chest, it stands for super struggler, because nothing has come easy. Nothing has come easy. Nobody has deposited any amount of money in my account and said, here, go. Or all the problems that we had, we didn't have any problems. It was just problem free and we just grew, right? Wrong. We had a lot of problems. We had a lot of challenges. And so in order for us to have a strong company, we had to have a strong team, okay? And what does it take to have a strong team? Well, write this down. It takes team chemistry. Is everyone buying into the same principles and the same way of doing business in your company? Do they have the same high standards as you do? If not, you'll never be successful. We'll just go through the motions and we'll have, some complaining over here that we demand too much, or some over there that this job that we have today is too hard for the amount of time allotted, and some over here that they just expect too much out of me. And this is not positive team chemistry at all. This is negative team chemistry. Matter of fact, there is no team chemistry. So team chemistry is when everyone is committed to the same standard and the same way. Now, what do I mean by committed? Well, here's my definition. To stay with and completely and fully support someone or something by giving 100% effort to it. And I talked about this morning in my company meeting. We have 4 company meetings a year. They're quarterly, and yes, they're on Saturday mornings. It's the best time for us to have a meeting. They go from 8 to noonish, and they're packed full of stuff to keep people informed, to keep people on the same page, and to keep people updated in the company, as well as getting to know the new people that come on board that some might not see ever because they're in different departments. So I talked about this morning, though, if you're only 80% committed, then 20% of what I'm paying you is being paid to you for not working. And that makes no sense to the company. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of time. It's a lot of waste. Just think about that for your company. If 20% of the employee time is being wasted, and I won't even go into what wasted means. Everybody knows what wasted means. So, in order to have a strong team, we've got to have a mindset and an attitude and the way to improve your dash. Everyone wants to have a better life. Everyone, 99.9%, want to improve their life. They want a better life. So I thought about this and I thought, we want high performers on our team. And high performance individuals versus mediocre individuals, neither one of them like each other. So if you're a high performer, you don't like mediocre people. And if you're mediocre people, you don't like high performers. So, but to be a high performance individual, you've got to possess these things. A growth mindset. You've got to embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. You've got to be goal-oriented. You've got to communicate well. You've got to have a strong work ethic. And I talked about a lot of times, most of the time, a strong work ethic is taught at home. If you were given responsibility as a child to do certain tasks without getting paid, you learned responsibility. Make your bed, clean your room, pick up your clothes. Now, some of the paying jobs could be mowing the yard, doing the wash, doing the dishes, whatever. Those could be paying jobs. But there were certain responsibilities and tasks that I had that did not get pay. And that was definitely making my bed every day, cleaning my room, helping out with chores, whatever it might be. But I learned responsibility. I learned from my dad a strong work ethic. My dad retired from Firestone Tire and Rubber Company with about 35 years service, and to the best of my knowledge, he only missed 2 days. One because a child was born, pretty good excuse. He didn't take off a week. He didn't take off 2 weeks. He didn't take off 8 weeks. He took off a day, and then he got back to work. And the other one was he had a bleeding ear infection, and he took off a day. That's it. I learned from my dad. You report to work, and you work hard. I learned that from a young age, and it stuck. High performers tend to be positive. They have a positive demeanor. They're more positive than they are negative. They see the cup as half full. And they have adaptability. They adapt to change. They adapt to growth. And they're consistent. I said this morning, I don't want an employee who is like this. It's not consistent to me. I just would rather have this in the middle, just consistent. Or maybe just a little lean upward. Consistent growth. Don't give me 150% today and 75 tomorrow. That's not being consistent. It doesn't help anyone. Doesn't even help the employee. And they also, high-performing people have healthy work and healthy home balance. They like their home. They love their family. They enjoy coming to work. This is a fact. When someone is miserable at home, they're going to make their work life miserable too. It carries over. If they have a bad home life, they're going to have a bad company life. Okay? They're not going to be in balance. And high-performing people welcome constructive criticism and ask, how can I improve? They go to their manager, they go to their supervisor, and they say, how can I improve? They're high-performing. Okay? Now, quite the opposite of mediocre performers, because they exhibit a fixed mindset. A lot of times it's my way or the highway because it's all about me. And they have negative attitude. Their cup is half empty all the time. And let me tell you why. Because they're never filling it up with positive things. They don't read positive articles. They don't read positive books. They don't watch positive podcasts. They don't watch positive YouTube shows. They don't watch anything positive. So their cup's always half empty. They're not doing anything for anyone other than themselves, so they're not filling their own cup. They view setbacks as obstacles or the end of the world. My girlfriend broke up with me. It's the end of the world. My car broke down. It's the end of the world. I got rode up today at work. It's the end of the world. And they're very slow to change. It's all about me. They lack motivation. They're not driven. They're full of excuses. When you talk to these people or try to challenge them, they're full of excuses why they do what they do. And the clean version is excuses are like noses and they all smell, okay? That's the clean version. We are the clean version podcast, okay? And they consistently complain. Consistently complain. One little thing goes wrong and this job sucks. It's terrible. They got me on the worst job all the time. Consistently complaining. So, I read earlier this week that Bill Belichick, who is the third most winning coach ever, has won over 302 games in the NFL and has won 6 Super Bowl games. Most coaches would love to just get to the Super Bowl. He's won 6 games in the Super Bowl. He has one sign in his locker room. Any idea what it said? Do your job. I preached this today. If everyone would just come in and do their job, we would break records. We would exceed expectations and everything else. Just do your job. We at McAfee, we define the McAfee way. We define the expectation, but the employees are responsible to do their job, and that's what they get paid to do and get it done. When they bring, we talked about this earlier, when they bring home problems into work, it's very difficult to stay positive and do their job. Everyone's going to bring their life into work. You can't leave it at the door. That's impossible. I used to say that. Leave your problems at the door. Immature. That was immature as a leader on my part. So I realized you're going to bring problems into work with yourself. You're going to bring your life into work, rather. But you don't have to dwell on them all day. You don't have to let them affect your work that you're getting paid to do. And in order to have a strong company and a strong team, then you got to have some goal setting and you got to have focus, because high performers set ambitious yet achievable goals, and they drive a clear sense of purpose and vision of what they want to do, along with the company's expectations and the company's way, while mediocre performers lack direction, set vague or unattainable goals. That way they can complain and say it didn't work. And we had a lot of volunteers today share their goals. And, you know, when you have personal goals, then you're more likely to have company goals. And goal setting requires first a want to. You've got to want it. I celebrated yesterday getting on the scale and losing 70 pounds in about 4 months. So I'll just be transparent here. I'm 6'1", and I weighed in at 314 pounds 4 months ago, and I was miserable. I'd already had a quintuple bypass 2.5 years ago, and I already had both my knees replaced in the last 15 months. I'm now out of pain, and it was time to get serious. When I went to my cardiologist and I had gained 8 more pounds from 6 months before, I was fed up, disgusted with myself, tired of it, and I set what we call a BHAG, a big, hairy, audacious goal. I told my wife I'm losing 100 pounds. I'm going to get down into the weight I need to be. 214 pounds is what I'm going to get down to. I've got 30 more pounds to go. And if someone's negative, they'll say that's going to be the hardest 30 pounds you lose. No, it's not. It's going to be my easiest 30 pounds because I've already lost 70. And I lost 70 the right way. I started off with intermittent fasting, and I lost 30 pounds in about 40 days. Intermittent fasting. First I started only eating in 8 hours and fasting 16, and then I got it down to 6. So I fast 18 hours and eat between noon and 6 p.m. And then after I lost 30 pounds, I could actually get on a treadmill or get on a elliptical machine and start doing some exercises. Then I lost another 10 pounds. And then after that, I got very ambitious and I hired a very professional trainer who just happened to have been a 9-time world champion powerlifter. Larry Pacifico is his name. If you want to Google Larry Pacifico, he's a neat guy. He's in his 70s today, but he's very, very, very knowledgeable on training someone like me. And I hired Larry, and since I've hired Larry, I've lost another 30 pounds with Larry. And I've lost 70 pounds as of yesterday. I am fasting, intermittent fasting, but I'm not eating sugars. If something slips in there, it does, but I'm not attempting to eat any sugars. I only eat keto bread. I've reduced processed meats, lunch meats, and recently I've reduced dairy products. No cheese, no milk. I drink almond milk. So I have a goal. I got 30 more pounds to go to hit my goal. And I'm lifting pretty heavy. I'm gaining muscle. Larry measures me weekly, and I'm gaining size in my arms and my chest. So I'm gaining and losing fat at the same time. So I'm doing it healthy. I'm doing it the right way. I don't want to lose 100 pounds and look sickly, okay? I want to lose 100 pounds. I want to feel better. I'm already feeling a ton better, and I have more energy than I've had in many, many years, okay? Okay, so back to this. You got to have a want to. I want to. And my want to requires motivation and focus. Goals provide motivation by giving us specific something to strive for, okay? Something specific to strive for. They help maintain focus by outlining the steps needed to reach desired outcomes. 5 more pounds, I'm 3/4 of the way. I mean, just 5 more pounds, I'm 3/4 of the way. And I can't wait. I can't wait to hit this goal. I figured it out. According to studies and surveys and everything I've read, of all the people that can lose 100 pounds at the same amount of time, not the same amount of time, but at one time, lose 100 pounds. It takes most people a year. I'm going to do it in less than 6 months. And out of all those people, only 1% do it without surgery or drugs. And I want to be in the 1 percentile. I like being in the 1 percentile. And so that's another goal. I want to be in the 1 percentile. So if the focus is on what we don't want, then our mind will go to work and help us get what we don't want. Okay? So if you're only focusing on the negative, if I only focused on I can't eat any sugars, I'm bound to eat something with sugar in it. I'm not focused on that. Focused on what I can eat. I eat a lot of good food. I eat very little fruit. I eat a little small tangerine before I work out. 30 minutes before I work out, I eat a small tangerine. And I can eat grapefruit because it's a diuretic. But most fruit has a lot of sugar in it. I know it's natural sugar, but when you're trying to lose weight, sugar's sugar. And so I'm not focusing on what I can't do. I'm focusing on what I can do. And that definitely helps me. Last week, I just did a podcast on act like it's impossible to fail. And that's how I'm acting. I got 30 more pounds to go. It's definitely possible. I'm so pumped that I got to 70 pounds in 4 months. I started October 5th. Today is February 10th. It's, 5 days over 4 months. I got to 70 pounds because I'm focused. I got to focus. You see, the difference between high performance individuals and mediocre performers lies in their mindset. It's a mindset. If you say, I just don't have the personality for this, or I'm just not made that way, I couldn't never lose 100 pounds. Well, don't be disappointed, folks. You probably never will, okay? It has nothing to do with your personality. It has everything to do with your mindset. It has everything to do with your attitude. It has everything to do with how you do goal setting. It has everything to do with your work ethic. You got to put in the work. We had a company meeting at 8 o'clock. I'm just using me as an example because I have no other for this. But we had a company meeting at 8 o'clock. I was supposed to work out at 7 a.m. today. I work out at 7 a.m. on Saturdays. I called Larry, my trainer. I said, any chance we can do 6 a.m. Saturday? He said, absolutely. So I was there about 5:45 this morning. I came in at 4:30, started putting all my notes together for the company meeting, was at the gym at 5:45, started working out about 5 till 6, finished up about 6:45, got back to my office at 7, cooled down a little bit, changed my clothes, put everything together that I'd already started for the meeting, walked into the meeting room at 7:59. The meeting starts at 8. I have a little ritual I do. I go around and I give everybody good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. And then I get up and we do our meeting stuff. It's the most positive, upbeat, challenging, impactful meeting I could possibly have. And Greg drank one of these before the meeting after he I think it was a pre-workout drink. And then someone brought me a nice strong coffee. I drank that. By the time I got into this meeting and losing 70 pounds, I am so high energy, it's unreal. I don't remember half of what I said the first 30 minutes, okay? But I was told it was pretty good. All right? So also, high-performance people are adaptable. They have adaptability, and they have good communication skills because they realize informed people make better decisions, so they're communicating well. And by personally recognizing these differences, we can continue to cultivate a culture. Very important. Culture. You want to live your best dash, you got to have a strong culture at work of excellence. And you empower people to unleash their full potential. It's not about us, folks. We're the leader. We should be empowering people and impacting people to improve. My whole class today at my company meeting, which I normally speak about an hour. I end up speaking an hour and a half today. My whole class was about other people, how to make them better, how to improve their dash, how to get them to think about their dash. Are they happy with their dash? Because before my quintuple bypass in 2021, November of 2021, my dash could have ended. My dash could have ended real close to that date, because when I went into the hospital with upper chest pains that had been on and off, dissipating on and off for a week, and I thought it was just stress, I went into the hospital, and the first 3 tests they did were positive. They were okay. If they'd have sent me home then, my dash would have ended very soon, because my Widowmaker was 99+ % blocked. My right coronary main artery to my heart was 99+% blocked. And then I had 3 other that were 90+% blocked. So they went ahead and did all 5. And it changed my world. I got a second chance to life. My dash continued. I'm thankful and blessed that I got to continue my dash when some of my friends who were actually in better shape than me fell over dead and died of a heart attack. No warning. No, not able to fix their dash. One of them just ran a triathlon, and he fell over dead, rolled off his couch dead at home. And he was in great shape, very low body fat. My cardiologist told me that 80% of my problem was hereditary. And 20% was, eating too much or eating too high of cholesterol foods. But 80% was in my genes. I mean, it was bound to happen. Could I have done some things differently? Could I have controlled my diet differently? Could I have kept my weight down differently and extended that? Yeah. But it was bound to happen. My dad had a triple bypass when he was like 55. And so everything we talked about today was helping my team improve their dash. And not only that, but I have to talk about Jesus, because accepting Jesus when I was 26 years old improved my dash. It changed my dash completely. I was basically an alcoholic. I did some drugs. I smoked 2 packs a day. I thought wrong. I did wrong. And it changed my dash. So I have to be a witness to them about that. You can change your dash. You can get to know Christ. You can accept him as your Savior. You can change your life. You can change your family's life. You can change the future self, your future self. You can change the future of your children by changing your life. It's been done over and over again. It's powerful. So living your best dash now matters. It'll change your life. It'll change your business. It'll improve your business. It'll improve your profits. The byproduct of improving your business is improving your profits. Who doesn't want more profits? Okay? So, just good stuff, folks. Just good stuff that I try to share with my team and with you. I appreciate you watching, you listening. Please send me a note if this moves you, touches you, changes you in some way. Before we wrap up, if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe below. You can also support this podcast by rating and reviewing on iTunes or your preferred listening platform. Keep listening. I'll do my best to keep challenging you and trying to make an impact on your life and your business. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at The Greg McAfee Show. No spaces, no underscores. Be sure to tune in next week. I'll be bringing you some more good stuff to help you think different and to help you grow your business. Thanks for listening. As always, carry on. God bless. We're not guaranteed tomorrow, so make today the best day of your life.